Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special episode of Unsealed and Revealed. Yeah, clapping. Are we clapping? Is everybody clapping? That's dumb. I accept it. I like that. And more importantly, welcome to day 2 of Sideshow Con. Yay! I am Jeff. I'll take those claps. I'm Jeff May, and with me, as always, I have our resident 6-scale expert and all-around live guy to know, Guy Klender. Guy, how you doing over there, bud?
I am doing fantastic, feeling great, and excited to show this off to you.
I like it. I like your shirt. Looking sharp.
Well, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And of course, we have our amazing, superb moderator, Cassidy. She is on the ones and twos, and she'll be taking your questions, comments, and concerns throughout all the live channels. Cassidy, how you doing?
I am doing fantastic. Stoked about Sideshow Con, as always.
As you should be. Now, Cassidy's role is going to be very big today because we are doing something that we have not yet done on Unsealed and Revealed, because we are taking a look at a very special Sideshow Con exclusive product, and really the first reveal at a convention of the Spider-Man 2099 Black Suit 6-scale figure by Hot Toys. Now, here's the thing. As you can see, just like last week and all the weeks previous, Guy has been back in the studio, and he's feeling pretty darn awesome. Is that right, Guy?
I feel amazing.
And as always as well, he and everyone else in the studio are social distancing, and they are doing their best to ensure the good health and safety of ourselves and others, such as super producer Sam, who is on the camera over there. And we are really hoping that you also are doing the same. Sam is over 6 feet away, and he is wearing a mask. And speaking of social distancing, as you can see, or as you're about to see, we are not articulating the figure like we normally do on Unsealed and Revealed. This is, and we're very lucky to have it, a very, very hard to get a hold of prototype. And we are officially off limits. And respecting the space of Spider-Man today. Guy will be giving his best signature breakdown of this without sort of manipulating the arms and legs, but we will be able to do a lot more close-ups and things like that, which is going to be really cool. So Guy, you're in hands-free mode. That feels good, right? You're excited about it?
Yes, it feels great. It feels good.
I love the character. I'm really excited to see this. So let's go ahead and take a look at this figure, Guy.
All right, let's take a look. Now, this is as featured in the game. I do have a little white backdrop, Jeff, that at any point, Cassidy or Jeff, I can hold it behind there to pop him out a little bit more so you'll be able to see a little bit better how he pops out. All right, so please just let me know if you need me to hold that up there. All right?
There it is.
But he is an amazing looking figure, very, very exciting. I am a huge Spider-Man fan. I'm not very good at the game, sadly, but it is neat to play as this particular character. So what I'm going to do is try and boom. Okay, that way we can just we're going to kind of start and work our way down. Let's take a look at the head on this one here. It's very sleek, very, very smooth, and the colors of this red metallic that highlight the suit really do pop. It really is a great red. It's almost a maroon-esque, if that's a word.
And it's a metallic. It's a metallic red. Is that right?
Yes. It's a metallic, kind of almost an iridescent quality to the paint on there. The emblem on the faceplate that you see is a little bit raised as well. So I don't know if we can zoom in a little bit more on that and check that out. But pretty darn amazing. Now, as far as articulation, I'm going to guesstimate on these because as Jeff mentioned earlier, this is prototype, so it is an evolving piece. But it looks to be that we're going to get that traditional ball-jointed head on there. I'm going to move it to the side here so we can see that there's a sleekness to the skull cap.
Yeah, that angles out really well.
Yes. So we've got that. There we go.
There it is.
You get that real sleekness and smooth quality to the head and then it gets into the fabric, and that is a 3D printed fabric that we have come to know and love in our Spider-Man suits.
And this is really, really great seeing this suit, you know, through Marvel's Spider-Man, but also, you know, I was 11 years old when I was introduced to Spider-Man 2099 and you know, the Miguel character and Rick Leonardi doing the art and just really having it pop and having it this crazy thing, this new thing. And then to see the resurgence in popularity of this character has been amazing and fantastic, and seeing all the little cameos and appearances. And so to see this come about, I am stoked.
Yeah, I think it's really, really neat. I was introduced only recently, and it was actually when his character was in the game that I knew about this particular suit, but it is really, really neat. We talked about that on the skull cap, it is a raised element as far as that red, and that is also brought down onto the emblem on the chest, where it is also raised and attached onto the suit. Really great three-dimensional cut on there that is kind of half skull and half spider.
Yeah.
Really, really, really neat. And this, like, it's a separate piece, and it has been sculpted. So there are some neat little angles and cuts to the design as well, heading all the way down. Because of how snug this suit is, and this is really amazing. It's just to talk about being shrink wrapped in there. You can even see the muscles right along the side of the chest there. Joshy G would be very impressed with the workout routine that this guy does. But that's another great one. We're going to go straight over onto the arm. Okay. Within the suit, there is a break of color. You have these very sleek and reflective elements, and then you have more of the matte and patterned elements. Okay. It's on the forearms here. It's on the his hamstring and calves. It is also on the shoulder and the back. So let's take a look at the hand right there, that you'll see that it's there. You'll also see the large talons on there. Okay, I can only guess that the instructions will tell you these are sharp because I can tell that they are. So yes, I'm already pre-deciding what my instructions might say. But they will be. But this does look like it'll be of a soft material, okay, and not a hard plastic. Again, I'm going just off appearance, but that's what I'm going to assume they are going to use there.
So, Guy, what I'm getting at here, what I'm seeing, and what I'm guessing is going on in the comments here is that a lot of people are going to want us to sort of do some zooming, get a little bit closer. So how do we feel about getting in a little close?
Alrighty. I'm going to ask Sam to get as close as he can. We're going to see if our camera can get a little bit tighter on these. All right. Let's see here.
There it is. Look, oh God, I love the way the metallic sort of shimmers.
It really does. And let me try and bounce a little bit more of that so you can really see that the shimmer. I mean, it's bouncing off the back white that we have here in the front light, but it does. It has now. Right now we have this bright studio light, but it does have that deep blue, blue metallic, almost a deep blue chrome, if that is an existing color. But
is that as close as we can get?
I am told that yes. Right now, I think this might be as close as we're able to get. Let me see if we will be able to do any of the other. Are we able to get any closer currently with the camera setup? Hang on a sec. We're gonna see if we can.
This is I can see the fans, the viewers are ravenously wanting us to get closer, as much as they love how I pronounce 2099 as 2099.
I noticed that you did that as well. All right, let's take a look at the front here. Let's take a look at the hands.
Gloss over how I say it. Okay, I said it when I was 11. It stuck with me for over a few decades.
I like it. I'm hoping that I will be able to change my pronunciation that
And
way.
if it infuriates and bothers you, I feel good about it, Guy.
No, I enjoy it. Let's take a look right here at the hands. Now, there's going to be a number of hands that are going to come with this particular.
Oh, see, that looks really. I like this view right there.
There we go. All right. One of the things that is unique about this suit, and as far as the suits I've discovered in the Spider-Man universe, is this is the only one I know of that has little talons. And you can see those on those hands. I'm going to move it to the side. There's where you can see the claw on the left one. All right. Really nice, bright color with that metallic that we talked about that is in the face shield. It's also in the palms, okay, where he does his two-finger push on there. So you can see this right here.
You know, it's funny because you mentioned that this is the only Spider-Man design you've seen with only the talons. Well, I guess the classic answer to that is because it's a totally different dude.
Yeah.
You know, it's the classic Peter Parker, or even Miles. You know, we're looking at a different dude in the future.
Yes. Am I correct? This is the only one that we've ever seen that we see that way?
I would think so. There've been enough Spider-Man costumes throughout history. You know, just praying for my amazing Web of Spider-Man number 100 spider armor to show up someday.
Now, let's get into his webs. Okay, we have seen, even though we don't know what the finished packaging is going to look like, we do know what some of the accessories will be. And they will be that standardized web pack that we've been seeing with the Spider-Man, which gives us the long streams, the big loop ring and such. And I can bet that they will attach into the wrist gauntlet here. And I believe it comes with little ones that swap out that will hold them, if so. I have seen some photographs of the different hands. He will have the kind of crawling, I'm going to call them, the partial there, the classic Spider-Man two-fingered pose there. I think he even has a pointing finger, which is always one I always think that's really fun when they do those.
Yeah, you don't want a guy in this costume pointing directly at you. That seems like something not great is about to happen.
Well, yeah. Well, you know, unless you're like, I think you're fantastic, and he's like, right back at you, pal. It could be that. But
wouldn't that be nice?
But I doubt that's really how that's going to go play out. But you're going to get that, and even in the little web shooters, see that little hint of the metallic in there. Jeff, you brought up earlier that the chat was going to want things, so perhaps it's time for us to check in again, because this is a very unique way in which we are showing off this figure today.
Yeah.
So,
Cassidy, what clarifications or things do you need?
A lot of people are asking about the cape, but I believe it does not come with the cape, correct?
yes.
I don't believe it comes with the web cape. I'm looking at the specs that I've been given, and I don't see that.
Correct. On that, this is the one featured in the game. Inside the game, he does not use that. He still has that almost anti-gravity type feel to him of flight. But as far as the cape, that is, it was not part of it, and so it is not featured in this this version of the figure, or this version of the character.
Yeah.
All right.
So, because remember, this is the Spider-Man 2099 suit from Marvel's Spider-Man specifically, as opposed to from the comics.
Now, I do want to show off while we've got here, and if we're able to come in a little bit, this is where you can see that texture that we talked about, okay? Where we've got that very bright gloss, and then that matte finish pattern underneath. Let me see if I can catch a little bit of light. There we go. There's a great shot of it. All right. So it's really breaking up that solid that is the suit.
Yeah, that texture is really solid there.
And that texture all the way up. No. Texture all the way up. While I've got it there, I'm going to spin to this side here, and you can see that we still have that texture that goes down into the abdominal regions. Got a great crunch point. This is going to have those articulation points that we've come to know with the spider suits.
Yeah, they're not gonna have a base of the toy and
No.
make it. They're not gonna go backwards.
No. Now, that doesn't mean that we might not see something slightly different that we haven't seen before. I really like how the knee is on this one, as far as the way the bend is on there. It really has a nice, natural kneecap look to it. It doesn't have kind of that articulation break that sometimes can be seen in those. So it does have a very human feel. You know, as I spun it around, there is something that is one thing I've seen on the character when I play it in the game, but it's definitely on the figure here, and that is, and it's also a highlight of our show, spin it around for...
Yeah, we got
tread watch. All right, let's kind of zoom in on that foot.
I was going to say, Guy, I don't have a clear shot of it because obviously we don't have the tight camera work that we have, nor the ability for you to manipulate the piece. But can you describe that tread to me while you are?
Yeah. Okay. There you go. Can you see it a little better, or maybe it's actually a little better if I remove the white. Okay. What we're going to see on here is that red metallic that I've talked about that highlights and goes down the side. That's going to be in it. You also are going to have 4 of the metallic little circles, and these are, at least in the game, when you're leaping off buildings and dropping down, that's what you'll see as you kind of do the float through the air. And that is there. The little line you see, yes, that is an articulation point, so we know that we're going to get that, okay, that we'll be able to do those kind of poses. In our foot here, they've bent it a little bit for us to show it off. So really cool tread on this one. Here. Since we've got it turned to the back, you can see that it will come with the dynamic stand. This is that slightly thicker stand. It's going to give us a lot of posability with
those have been great with the Spideys.
Yeah, and I think it will. You know, if you, I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do it, but I do love in the game where he kind of does the, I'll say a bit of a skydive style pose. So we'll see, but he's going to be very, very fun to get to move around and play with. Let's talk a little bit more about the suit. We've talked about how it breaks up as far as the
and you said that
gloss.
That's a 3D printing on that suit.
This is going to be a 3D printing on the suit, I believe, because it is so very, very small. Now let's take a look if we can see. When I said I'm not sure if they've even updated the body even further, is in that hamstring, this area right here of the leg, you're seeing the great cut of the musculature. Can you see that, Jeff? You see it very well.
Is that the hamstring?
Yep.
I'm gonna take that to get you a. Is that?
It is. But
I'm like looking at a biology book now.
So you've got right on the hamstring there on both sides. It's got a really nice break in the suit when it's in that flexed position, giving him even a little bit more musculature look. That musculature look is also a little done here on the back. Take a look at right along the spine area there. That musculature really pops out. Like I said, this suit is really snug. This is like a shrink wrapping. Now, I'm not saying that's what they've done with the figure itself, but that definitely is the way in which the suit appears. And the little stitch lines are so tiny and small. I'm seeing one that goes kind of down along the side, but when I say see it, it's a visible seam you're supposed to see, but it is so ridiculously tiny that's how his suit would have been made.
It looks too like with the I want to go look at that the costume, specifically the red chest emblem, because it's 3D printed. That's not going to be hindering the movement or the motion or the flexibility of the piece at all.
No, and in fact, when you talked about the 3D printed, the chest emblem is actually a sculpted piece that is going to be attached to the suit. It is a raised element. Okay. Cass, before I keep rattling on, I know this is a very, very question-heavy episode, so fire some off for me if we've got them here.
We have some questions about the suit and if you are concerned that it will crease at all.
Okay, because you brought that up, let's take a look right here where his leg is bent. Okay, when we talk about creasing, I'd like to discuss the natural creasing that exists versus something that looks askew, off in some way. Right there, that's naturally how fabric would be. I don't care how tight the pants would be or whatever else, that would move. And so when it does do that, it has a natural look. I think probably what the question is, am I concerned that over time this would become an issue? That's going to definitely be in the instructions. It has been with every Spider-Man suit that we've seen, that leaving in dynamic poses for long periods of time is not necessarily advised. And I would not advise it on here either.
Well, Guy, I'm seeing, and I'm guessing that our traffic is really high for this episode. So this is something that we sort of land consistently on the show, which is generally speaking every Monday. But during this week, we have so many episodes to do, and I've got more to tell you. But beyond that, yeah, there are certain things that we sort of want to keep that consistency with, and anything that's a dynamic pose in a snug suit like that. Guy, how long do you suggest maybe before switching up that pose?
You know what? I think this is one of those things, like many others, I do on the first of the month. I really do. You know, if it's one that's going to be dynamic poses or something I'm concerned with, that I haven't left it in more of a static pose, I'll sit there and go, hey, you know what? Today is my fun kind of pose night, and move things around. I have yet to have any problem with any of the products that we've been seeing in the past few years. It's not been an issue. There's huge strides happening all the time in the toy industry and in fabrics and in creation. And I know you have spent time over here at Sideshow in our cut and sew department.
Oh, God, there.
And see all of the unique things. And it's every day something new is coming up. And so as they make those strides, we don't need to concern ourselves as much as we used to about, okay, I better not do that, I better not do that. Now, because the movement of the suit and articulation, let's talk about that. The body underneath is going to be very, very posable, very, very flexible. However, the joints will stay tight. They're going to stay tight because of that suit and also in the way in which they've designed the body. Okay.
Now, Guy, I'm going to poke my head in here real quick.
Yes.
To my classic middle of the episode for those of you who are just joining us. I have a feeling nobody here is surprised or confused as to what we're doing, but for those of you that are just joining us, you are on a special Sideshow Con episode of Unsealed and Revealed. And we're looking at the Spider-Man 2099 black suit 6 scale figure from Hot Toys, which is a Sideshow Con exclusive. Shameless plug. And also, don't forget, if you like what you're seeing and you want to see more, make sure to subscribe and hit the notifications bell on our YouTube channel, because you don't want to miss out on any of our content. We got a lot of amazing stuff right now for Sideshow Con. Tons of product reveals, live podium tours, giveaways, access to social channels too is going to be huge. So go to @CollectSideshow on Twitter and @Sideshow Collectibles on Instagram. And if you haven't registered yet, you can still do so at side.show/con, so you can keep up with all those benefits. The registrants are going to get a special 2-hour pre-order window. This is huge, key for all of the con exclusives before the product goes public. And if you're registered for Sideshow Con already, you can check your email for more details. Now, we have a couple of episodes coming up later this week, and spoiler alert, we're going to get to do a lot with those. I can't, I can reveal some stuff. I'll reveal at the end of the episode, but we've got some really good news coming off of that episode. So, Guy, now that I've done my official spiel, I'm sure the comments are loving just seeing my face. Words out loud.
You know, your face and on the other side, Spider-Man spinning around, I'm sure they're very, very happy.
I think they're probably like, put the toy back on.
Now, we did talk that he does come with the dynamic stand. It's a little hard for you to be able to see it, but down on the base, okay, this is our traditional base size, but it does have a graphic of the character in both a matte and a reflective. Now, I can't really lift him up to show him to you, but it is on there. So, but again, we will see that a little bit further on when it actually goes into full-on production on that. Let's take a look. I'm going to do it on this leg here, on our left leg that we have up, to show the highlights. And here's where you're getting that gloss on the knee, hamstring down, back of the calf, and then that matte. And the musculature on the leg is that's really standing out to me on this particular figure. I do know that when this particular suit, he does have a larger appearance, and as you said, he's a different individual. And I think that really kind of comes through.
And he's doing his squats. This guy is not skipping leg day.
No, he's not skipping leg day at all. But you can see just incredible movement in that musculature aspect. Cass, we were talking about the suit, and where we left you off was people concerned on leaving in dynamic poses and things like that. Is there other questions that we can kind of try and get to?
Ocean Man Land on YouTube wants to know how flexible will the raised emblem be? Is it likely to stick on or peel off?
Okay, well, Hot Toys has always been very good about things like that, and it is the kind of thing that I think that they've definitely thought of. It, as I said, is a sculpted element, and I'm gonna turn it back around in a second for you, but I'm gonna do a quick one for me. But right here is the emblem is facing me. It is even cut in, okay, to where the muscular pattern is, and the only point that is going to be a point of bend or articulation is going to be right at the very underside of it, right here, right at that waistline. Okay, I do not think that we are going to have the problem that you've crunched him forward and pulled him backward, crunched forward, and that it pops off or lifts.
Yeah, I mean, he would have to be doing a lot of sit-ups in order for that to ever.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing that I'm pretty darn sure that they've spent a lot of R&D time on making sure that if I was going to be moving this figure now and say straightening him back up, I would probably hold onto the lower part of the emblem as I straightened him up. Again, we'll get more into that when we see the finished production of that.
This piece too is going to really knock it out for those of you that do those lighted displays.
Yes.
This is going to reflect light. I think is going to be a highlight of your of a display. I know sometimes in that Let Your Geek Sideshow Facebook group, which I know that we're all members of, and I'll see people posting their collections, and they'll have these big glorious displays filled with stuff, and just this one is going to be one of those highlights under light.
Yes.
I can already see the way it's reacting.
Yeah, when you have those the LED strip lights, I know I've installed those in my little cabinets as well. This one here is really gonna bring that out. There's so many areas that pop it, from the palms, shoulders, where we showed on the back, those areas on the legs, and then any time that there's that red, as I said, it's a bit of a reflective metallic quality. So it's a beautiful figure, and it's a really neat look, and one that I like. So Cass, I'm going to jump back to you and ask what else I can go over for people. I know it's different to not be able to kind of move them around.
There were just a lot of, like requests for zoom ins and seeing the base, but I feel like we covered a lot of that though.
Yes. Yeah. The base is a traditional dynamic stand base. And because this is still in the prototype phase, the graphic may indeed change or evolve in some way. But know that what's most important is that it's going to be a base with a dynamic stand. And that is monumentally important in a figure that has, quote, this much action.
Something that I do want to add to, because we have access to the prototype specifically, and we don't have like the production piece here, that we haven't shown accessories here. I don't think we have them in there, but it comes with the newly crafted masked head sculpt, the specialized body, but there are also interchangeable hands with the finger talons, and there are a lot of spiderweb effect accessories. So we are going to be getting a lot of those webs that we know and love. I mean, it is sort of implied with the way that we have the pose going there, that there will be webs to come out, but I did want to say it out loud just in case people were wondering why it's just a toy and no accessories.
Right. Exactly. If you've seen our other Spider-Man shows in ones that we've done prior, or if you have pre-ordered any of the ones or have any of the Spider-Man, it is, as far as I saw so far, it looks like we will have the same type web effects, where we get a few of the longer, straight, few of the shorter ones. We get that neat kind of open web effect. And then we'll also have the longer one that has what I call the lasso.
And as a reminder, this is the suit from Marvel's Spider-Man 2. This is not a comic book suit, which is why the web cape is not a part.
Correct. What is the? I actually was able to see that there might be a question of what is the emblem made of. The red emblem on the front, and any of the parts that are down on the side. I'm going to think that they are an actual harder rubber that is going to be able to move, particularly in the lower set of it.
Yeah. God, that looks good. Cassidy, we've circled this toy around a bit. How are we doing on the ones and twos? What are the questions, comments, or maybe concerns that are answerable too?
A lot of the questions have to do with pre-order, which again, the pre-order is going up at a surprise time today. But if you are from your Sideshow account telling you that you have a 2-hour pre-order window, so that is the way to pre-order as of now. We also have some requests that are asking for a zoom in on the head.
All right, let's see if we can get the camera in a little bit more. As again, we talked about the social distancing on this one here. Our cameras are set a little bit different today than we have with our Monday shows that you've hopefully seen. So it's a little bit different. We're using them a little bit different today, but we're going to try and get in as close as we can. How's that, Jeff?
That looks pretty good. That's right.
Should I bounce the light a little differently there?
Yeah, and then maybe turn it to the side a bit.
There we go.
So, that right there. I think that right there. Go back a little bit. Like that's, I think, the optimal. It kind of like the back and forth there gives me a really good view of that head sculpt.
All right. Gonna spin the turn. Also, look again. You talked about the light. Look how it's hitting again on that leg and that musculature. That's the thing that's really setting it off for me. That is pretty new in this.
Yeah, you're obsessed with his quads.
Yeah, well, mine look absolutely nothing like that. But they are fantastic. But there's that when you asked about the head, and the reason I'm spinning it back and forth, so hopefully you can see that it is raised.
One question that I have, because it's something that I don't know if we have access to seeing, but what's going on? Can you tell me about the base? Is there a way to get a camera to angle it at the base? Because I know you can't tip it forward.
Correct. I don't have an overhead camera on this one here, but I will talk through. The base as it currently is one of our dynamic stands that they've done, that we've been seeing.
Yeah,
that we're so used to now having with Hot Toys. It is the slightly thicker, being able to bend and hold even tighter positions. It is our 6-sided base, has the Spider-Man 2099 on the front. Currently, it has a Marvel Spider-Man graphic on top with a shot of the head of the figure that looks like it's straight from the game, like a still shot from the game. But again, that also could alter. But you can kind of see the reflective, but know that that's what it is on there. But again, the art for the base could possibly change.
Yeah, but I mean, it's there. What I do like about this, because I mean, for those of you that have been to Comic Con and or San Diego or even New York, when we have these big displays and we have that big, everything's covered in glass, and you get these sort of sneak peeks, excuse me, and previews of these pieces. I like that we can get sort of past the glass here a little bit on these pieces, as much as we can, and I do appreciate that. I wish upon wish. That we could be able to pose this figure.
Yes.
But Guy, I've got some good news.
Yeah.
We have a couple of episodes coming up later this week that are exclusives where we're gonna be able have you move that. Oh, did I just tell you that? Are you getting that?
You sneaky Pete. Yeah, this is news to me. I knew one of the fun things that they do with the show is I really don't know too far in advance what we're going to be taking a look at. So today I knew that we would look at this, but also was new to find out that what I would be seeing, because I, like everyone else, have been watching the con online, is that this was the first time I'd ever seen it.
And I'm very excited to give you that more information once we wrap up, which I think we're starting to work towards. I'm going to go back to Cassidy. Cassidy, how we doing? Is it mostly just people try and ask how to pre-order it?
Yes, but we do have one last question about the fabric of the suit. Fox Cloud Rock on YouTube wants to know if it's the same material as the Spider-Man Classic. If you don't know that information, it's fine. But if you do, that'd be awesome.
At this point here, I don't know. I would only be making assumptions. But again, each time that they're doing something, they're making huge strides. What I do know is just how sleek and snug this particular one is, that the musculature on all of it, chest, leg, arm, all seems to be a lot tighter, more snug. More snug.
Here's what I'm going to do a request here. I'm going to do a request from both you, Guy, and Sam. I need you both working at here. I want to get as close of a shot on the full body as possible. Guy, I want you to put the white board behind him, and I want you to do a super slow rotation.
Will do.
I feel like this is something that we really want. So if super producer Sam, one of my favorite people at Sideshow, as tight as we can get in there, just do a nice super slow rotation so we can really get a good view. Look at how it sheens off it a little bit. It shows that sort of metallic vibe. Oh, look at that. It's a beaut. I don't know why I had to crocodile hunter my way through describing this piece.
I like that you did, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at that.
You can see those little talons on the...
Yeah, look at that.
There's that tread. There's a beautiful tread watch.
That's really fun. I can't. I'm so excited that we got to do this, and I look forward to. Hopefully, we'll do an Unsealed and Revealed down the line with a production piece, and we will bend the heck out of it.
We will indeed. We will indeed. But I've been. It's very fun to at least be able to show them to you in the prototype. I know that, and you talked about this as well. You don't normally get to look behind the plastic, and to be able to get closer like this, there's no reflection. There's when you go to take a picture of it and all you have is a flash in the photo, you don't have that.
Oh, I've taken so many crappy convention photos.
Yes. When I look back over the years of here's a year ago and you took your convention photos, you're like, you can't see any of that.
You're like, did I take these photos from a toilet? I don't understand.
It's just, why did I have a flashlight on it?
But this, everyone can just screenshot their YouTube stuff.
Exactly.
Cassidy, I'm going to do one last sweep just in case. I have a feeling I'm going to get the same answer, which is like everyone just wants to buy it. Everyone just wants to know how to order it.
Yeah, pretty much everyone wants to just know how to order it, which again, if you are pre-registered, you will get an email. And if you, for whatever reason, are not seeing an email, you can go to your Sideshow account and go to the RSVP page, and you will get an invite-only section that will let you pre-order it within that 2-hour window. Just to say it over the air, let everyone know.
Thank you, Cassidy.
Thanks.
I think you've answered probably 30,000 questions in there.
Yeah.
Now, here's where I get to break all sorts of fantastic news, because we get to wrap up now, which is my second favorite part of the show, other than all of the middle. The part where I get to say thank you so much for joining us. You've been an amazing audience. I got good news coming. Hold on one second. Don't forget, make sure you register for Sideshow Con if you have not. It is very, very key. It's free. You get first inline access to the con exclusives and automatic entry for a chance to win Sideshow's life-size The Child figure. Remember that one when it broke the internet? You get con floor sneak peeks and more. Cassidy is dropping the link right now. She's doing it right now, right there in the comments for side.show/con. Now, thank you for hanging out with us. Here's the big news. Here's where it comes down, okay? We're going to see you on Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific for another episode of Unsealed and Revealed, where we'll be looking at another con exclusive, and that is the Iron Man holographic 6-scale by Hot Toys. And I have good news. Guy.
Yes, sir.
Guess what? Guess what, Guy?
You're going to be here with me.
No. Oh, wouldn't that be nice? No. That would be a crime. This baby that you are going to be looking at on Thursday is a product sample, not a prototype. Guy, guess what that means?
We get to play.
That means you get to play around with it. We get to check the tread. We get to work those joints and everything in between. So when people are going to be watching that, we will be able to do so much more through this. As much as I loved taking this video and going through it, we're going to get to do that and so much more on Thursday. So you're
Wonderful.
definitely going to come back for that. Guy, thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you, sir.
I love you there. Cassidy, thank you so much for fielding infinity comments, questions.
Thank you. Yeah, no worries.
And you at home that are joining us for Sideshow Con, thank you all so much for watching. It means the world to me that you spent your hour with us. So please make sure you come back on Thursday, because we are going to go to town on that Iron Man holographic 6-scale by Hot Toys. So for all that being said, thank you all for watching, and don't forget to let your geek side show.